little workshop video. And the first edition, I talk a little bit about the very basics of what is crypto art, why it's called crypto, because art, pretty much everybody knows what that's about. So I'm not going to go into detail today. You can actually watch the recording of the video, and at our website, which is cryptoartathon.net, it's going to be stored all videos we did. And also for this workshop, all the links that I'm going to be showing, and actually even a few more links than what I'm showing, they are also on the website. And this is the address, cryptoartathon.net/cryptoart. So you can access them on your computer and click and explore with more detail. I'm just going to do like a basic overview. And actually today I'm going to show a more kind of step-by-step detail of how you publish your art. We call it tokenizing, or also minting is another term. So how basically you can put your art in the blockchain. And I'm assuming we're starting from zero. You have done nothing yet. You just learned maybe what the blockchain is. And we're going to be using one specific blockchain, which is Ethereum. And you can put art on other blockchains, but this one is kind of very friendly for that kind of stuff. You can do some extra things, and also has kind of also a tradition. Is this field is not very old, just really a couple of years, but so this is something that has been going on among this couple of years for quite a while, so it's well developed. So let's start. So the first thing you need is to have your own address in the blockchain, and this is called a wallet. And you can use several software to create a wallet, but the one we're gonna be showing here, which is one of the most used and is pretty easy, but at the same time very powerful to use, is called MetaMask. So the website where you can get it as a plugin for your computer, and they're also releasing an app, so you can also install it on your phone. But it's good to, if you have a computer, if you only have a tablet or phone, then do it there. But if you have a computer, install it on your computer, and you have a bit more powerful tools to interact with. So you go to metamask.io, and I'm linking actually a step-by-step video. I'm not going to do all the steps, but you can go there and check this video, and I think it's also linked on their main site, but I provide a direct link to you. And this is the front page of their website. So basically you click the big download button, follow the instructions, and then inside the triangle, pink and yellow, this is the interface for it, how it's gonna look, right? So you're gonna have the name of your account. It just comes as account 1, but you can put your name, or if you have want to have several accounts, you can name them. And then below is a string of numbers, and actually it's not even showing all the numbers. It's quite long, and you can't really choose that, so it's a bit not that user friendly, but I guess it's very secure that way, so that's why they did it. And here this wallet is coming with a balance of $228.77, but your wallet when you create will have a balance of 0, okay, nothing there. And this is actually, this amount in dollars is just like a real-time conversion, because whatever you store is not dollars, it's not euro, it's cryptocurrency, which is called Ether. That's the name of the cryptocurrency. The blockchain is Ethereum, the currency is Ether. So below in small letters, which is actually more important because that's what's actually in your wallet, in this case is 1.29 Ether, right? But you will start with 0. So to start, for example, buying art or even selling art or creating art, you will need a small amount of Ether, because there are fees that every transaction pays. And another term, these fees are called gas. So you have to pay a small fee, it's maybe some cents or maybe just a couple bucks, depending on what you're doing. And also depending on how other people are doing on the blockchain, because these fees fluctuate a lot. So some days they might be higher than others. As we speak, they are actually quite high. Oh, look, Ismail passed behind me. This is the owner of the space where we are streaming from, and it's a really lovely place to be, and I'm happy to have all this artwork behind me. So, okay, close the introduction to this place and continue with the tutorial. So what I was saying is that right now these fees are a little bit higher than normal. We don't know like when they're gonna go down, or if they're gonna go down, or maybe they're even gonna go up. But it's kind of a bit of like the excitement of doing all this. But they're still not that expensive, maybe a couple of bucks. It's just that really they were just a few cents. That was really, really cheap. And now it's a little bit more expensive. So you will need, let's say, maybe at least $5 or $10 euro to start your career as a crypto artist on your wallet. So let's see how we can do that. Well, this is a screenshot of my wallet. I'm not that rich in Ether at the moment. You can tip me if you want, not mandatory at all. Yeah, so I have 0.0898, maybe some extra decimals that it's not showing. And that's about 18 euro, but that should be enough for me to, do some art. So, but let's say you just created your wallet and actually you have zero, right? You need to get some Ether. How are you gonna do that? So there is a big button called deposit here. And what happens if you click the deposit button, there are a few options. And one of the options, for example, is to buy Ether with a debit card. So that sounds kind of, a good option. Most people do have a debit card. So if you do have a debit card, you can do that. And so you click to continue with wire. And then you're going to be with this screen where you can choose how many in your own currency you're going to buy. And you're on the live feed again, Ismail. Man, this guy, here bombing my introduction. No, I love you. You can come. You can come.
I'm sorry. I just want to document some. We're live and direct on Facebook.
Oh, right. Oh my God.
Where do I point this camera? I thought you were worried that I was showing some.
No,
details.
you were just making too much noise.
Okay, so then I will continue filming your screen and disappear. Thanks.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, he's like a Facebook guy. We're doing this on like Twitch, Crypto Voxels. I mean, I think we're the same age, but different. Technology generations in our brain, maybe. I don't know. Sorry about all this. I hope it makes it a bit more lively, not just like a boring step-by-step thing. So, okay, back to the screen where we buy Ether. I know you're anxious to buy some Ether. Yeah, you probably already bought it, but I'm just doing $10 right now, which should be enough. And so that's the breakthrough of what happens. So this is the wallet where it's going to send the Ether. That's the one you just created. And here you pay with a debit card. The current rate for the 1 Ether, I guess, is $232. I'm not buying a whole Ether. I'm going to get 0.043. And then they're going to charge me a few fees, not that much. It's less than $1 in fees. So I think that's pretty okay. And then after you do it, you will find the Ether in your wallet. It takes a few minutes, maybe, I don't know, maybe 1, maybe 5, because this is happening as the blockchain is being mined and updated. So now that you have Ether, let's say you want to explore the markets for crypto art. You maybe want to buy some art with your Ether that you just got into your wallet. And I'm going to show one market that is one of the oldest markets where you can buy and sell crypto art. And this market is called Super Rare. And the reason it's called Super Rare is because each artwork is a unique edition. So there is one of each artwork. Some others, I'm going to show later, you can make several editions. So this is also in a way affects a little bit the price and how many people can have it, of course. So if you have only one edition, you can probably charge more because it's more exclusive. But maybe that's what you want, but maybe you actually want more people to be able to own that art piece. So you can say issue 10 editions, and maybe you can actually charge a bit less for those, and they will be more affordable, and more people will be able to own that art that you created. So it's basically up to you how you're gonna publish your art. So here is the main screen of Super Rare, and here is some artworks that I just took a screenshot this morning. So they're from 3 different artists, and you can see in the bottom it says artist and owner. So both are still owned by the artist, so they haven't had their first sale yet. And so we call this kind of the primary market, when the artist is selling just after creating the art. But also the owner can resell what they bought, and that's a really interesting form of investment, actually. And a lot of the collectors right now, I think, are drawn a little bit to these possibilities of reselling the art and making some profit with it. But a really good thing in Super Rare is that whenever the art gets resold, so we call it the secondary market, the artist will earn a royalty. Right now it's 10%. So let's say someone buys this art on the left. Right now we have, there is no list price, but people can make offers. So there's one offer for 3 Ether, which is $691. So the artist can choose to accept this bid. If they think this is a good price, they say, okay, I accept this price. The art will get a new owner, and the artist will receive that money in their wallet. So where we showed you before, it will appear some Ether there. And then the new owner can choose to resell or keep accepting bids. And let's say in a month from now, so Xcopy, let's say, accepts the bid from Roses, and Roses receives a bid from someone else and resells it, then Xcopy will get 10% of that amount. And that's becoming kind of like a standard now. And that's something that the blockchain is well suited to provide, because in the normal art market, some countries and places do have these royalty laws, or maybe, the place that's selling might opt to have those. But really, it's not so easy to make that work, because normally the laws are connected to a specific country. And then if you start selling the art internationally, because there's a big international art market, then all of a sudden, as soon as you move to another country, that won't apply anymore. So then the royalties won't get paid. And of course, you can also put them into some special tax havens. You can do all these things with the traditional art, and then the rules for each place will apply. But in the blockchain, it will be the rules of the contract that does the sale inside the blockchain. So Super Rare has this in their contract, where they will pay 10% royalties in every resale, basically. So yeah, those are 3 examples. The other 2 ones, they do have a list price. And you can see also that they also have bids. So the bids are a little bit below the list price. So the artist can choose, okay, I put the list price, but maybe I'm willing to sell for less. That was just like, a suggestion. I think you can even put a bid for more than the list price. That would be really nice for some artists if you offer more money. It's up to the bidder what they want to offer. So that was just like a small view on how Super Rare works. And by the way, this is a screenshot, but all these are animated. So if you go there, you will see them move. Sorry, I'm not showing that. Yesterday I tried, but the internet here is not so good, so it was kind of like causing trouble with the audio and the video. So this is more of like, for the ones who enjoy this kind of look at market numbers and charts and stuff. I went to Dap Radar, which gives kind of like an overview of different contracts. places where you sell crypto art and also crypto collectibles, other kinds of things that you can tokenize on the blockchain. And this one for super rare can show us like the last week volume of sales, the users that interacted with it, the transactions, and the graph shows kind of like their long all-time statistics. So you can see how, it started in 2018 and then, went up in 2019. There was like a dip at some point and a high. It's all very exciting to follow these ups and downs, and hopefully you can, if you're buying, you can buy in the low and sell in the up, and get some money with the crypto art market. So let's see the next one. Okay, so two other also kind of have been there for a while markets. I'm not going to show because we don't have that much time, but you can go and explore yourself, and they're called Known Origin and Maker's Place. Actually, there's so many more right now that it would be a really big list. Maybe I'll actually add to the website some other links so you can have more markets to explore on your own. But those two I chose because they both have this characteristic where you can issue more than one edition. So that's one of their main differences between them and super rare. And I think they also are having now royalties for artists. Some of them had since the beginning. Super Rare actually has one of the pioneers with the royalty system, but now that is becoming kind of like a standard, and it's kind of expected that this happen, and I think it's really good. So other markets are also implementing royalties for sales. So okay, so now that you look a bit what's going on, what the artists are doing, established artists are publishing there, which is always a good idea to, if you're a new artist, to look and see what's been done. I mean, of course, it's not like you're gonna copy that. I hope not. But just to have an idea of what's going on and what people are, publishing and selling and buying, and have be exposed to your peers, the other crypto artists, right? But let's say you want to then create your own art. Well, these markets that I showed, Super Rare, Known Origin, Maker's Place, they are curated, and that means you have to, as an artist, you have to apply and tell a bit about yourself, your art, make a little video so they know it's you. You're not like just grabbing someone else's file of Tumblr and saying it's you. But you go through this application process. They take a little bit because these are still kind of small groups of people doing this right now, so they might take a bit. Don't get too anxious about it, and they might accept you, or they might say, okay, right now we have too many people, but send again, and you can send again. But let's say you're actually not patient and you want to put some art there right now, and there are places where you can do it. So on the document I have links to two places where anybody can go and tokenize your creation. Those are Rarible and Mintbase. So I'm going to show a few screenshots I took from Rarible. Sorry, Mintbase, but we don't have that much time. In the next introduction, I'll show Mintbase. So this is the kind of like one of the first pages, and it will ask you to connect your wallet. And all these websites that deal with the blockchain, it's kind of a little bit different. Normally you don't sign with like an email or password. You sign with your wallet because that's your, let's say, username and password that you got when you created a wallet in the blockchain. So we were using MetaMask, so I would choose to connect with MetaMask. And these are other options for other wallet software that exist as well. So you can actually use all this other software. Basically, Fortmatic is for beginners that don't want to deal so much with those long strings of numbers that I mentioned. So they actually do take your email and a normal password if you use Fortmatic. And then the other links is actually for mobile wallets. So different apps that you install, and then you link them on your computer. But we chose how to show MetaMask, so that's what you would be using. And then after you sign, there is a button that says create collectible. And when you click that button, starts the process of the tokenization, so to speak. So basically, this is kind of new. You can actually, before they only allowed single editions, so they allow both. Like I was talking about the difference between super rare and known origin. So if you create in Rarible, you can choose if you want to do a one-on-one or a multiple. Yeah, and there's some like technical differences. There are like different token standards, but I'm not gonna go into detail. You just make a choice of what you want. Maybe we can start with a single because that's kind of easier to start with. So then you go to a web page where you create your single collectible, and well, you choose an image, and they are accepting JPEG, PNG, or GIF. And there's a recommended size of 5 megabytes, so it's better if it's not too big. And the moment you choose the image and upload, it actually is going to get written to this place called the IPFS, which is the Interplanetary File System, which is a very interesting kind of peer-to-peer, blockchain-friendly place where people are storing the files. Right now, actually, it's really expensive if you want to store the JPEG itself in the blockchain. It would cost, I don't know, a lot of money. It might not even be possible. It'd be just too big for one transaction. It would be kind of difficult. So they are stored in this place, but what they call like a hash of that image will be stored in the blockchain. And what does that mean is that they do this cryptographic calculations on the file, the bytes of the file, and that's kind of like a control number. So to see if the file is the original one that you're referring to, because let's say if I have the image, the JPEG, and if I change even 1 pixel of that image, the hash will not match. It will tell me, no, that was not the file, this is another different file. You might not even see that pixel, but the numbers don't lie. So that's a way to assure that this signature we're doing on the blockchain actually corresponds to a specific image file. That's quite interesting. So that's what happens kind of under the hood as you upload. And then after that, you will choose a collection. So basically, what they call a collection is a contract that will kind of manage, the transferring, creating and transferring all these like signed artworks, the tokenized files. And Rarible collection is there. It's their own collection, which is pretty easy to use. But if you want to go a little bit more, you have a little bit more control about your art, you can create your own collection. And this way you're actually deploying your own contract into the blockchain. It's a bit more advanced, but it's actually quite a good idea, I think, to create your own collection. So yeah, if you want to just experiment, you can use the Rarible collection. But at some point, I think it's pretty interesting to create your own collection. And you can see my collections like to the side that I have a few collections. You don't need a few, you can have just one. I was testing, so I created a few collections, but you create just one with your name or your artistic alias, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be kind of like your shop. So if you were to, think about it, you're opening a shop and the blockchain, how do you want to name your shop? And that will be the name of your collection. So if you create a collection, you will name it. And then this is about choosing the title for your artwork. That's the name. And the description. So the description is optional, but I think it's quite nice to have this description. And this name, title, and description will also be written as metadata to the token and also hashed in the blockchain. So it will be kind of permanently, linked to this signed artwork that you're gonna make. So you cannot edit this. That's very important. So with all these things that you're doing the blockchain, there's no undo. So that's kind of important to emphasize. So be very careful. If you make a typo, it's going to be there. If you do something, you cannot edit. You can kind of like delete, and we call delete, when you delete something in the blockchain, you call burning it. But you have to pay all the fees again. You have to pay the fees to burn it, and then you have to pay again to reissue it. So it can start being expensive to do a lot of mistakes. So just be very mindful and make sure you what you put there is what you want. And then there's some properties that are optional. For example, let's say you're tokenizing different series, so you can put like series, and then you put portraits or whatever it is that you're doing. Or you have a series that is street art, or is just like doodles, so you can put series and then doodles. And that would be a way to kind of sort things through your store, so people can sort them and say, okay, I just want to see the doodle series, or I just want to see the portraits. So you can set that up when you mint your token. Then you can immediately put on sale, and you're going to choose a price in Ether, or you can not put on sale and just create it and sell it later, or maybe accept bids like we saw on the other page in Super Rare, that people don't put a price and they just wait for people to offer something. So it's up to you, and the price you can change later. You can take it off sale later, you can put again for sale later. So this is something that you can, the way you place your artwork in the market, then you can do that and change many times later. So, and then they also have this feature unlock, which is like an extra thing, an extra text that you can add, and then only the person that buys it, the current owner, will have access to this. So it's a way of putting something extra for whoever buys your piece. So after you fill that, you click create, and then there'll be a series of steps that you have to sign using your wallet. Some of them you have to pay the fee, the gas. Some of them are just a signature to make sure you are the person in charge of this wallet. But whenever you're doing something that is getting written to the blockchain, then you have to pay this fee. And some things cost a bit more than the others, and it changes with time. All exciting. And if you go to their website, they actually have a video showing all these steps, so you might want to check that out in the front page, the video. So the last page I'm gonna show is this. There's still one on Rarible I want to show. That is how it looks after you create. So my piece is not here because people are creating a lot. So this shows the latest ones, and you kind of have to scroll down to see something I created. So those are the latest things that people have been creating and putting for sale. And you see that some are quite cheap, like this one that is costing 0.0002 Ether. I don't know how much that is in dollars or euro, but I think it's probably less than one. You can see in the bottom things that just got sold. So for example, something that got sold for 0.03 is equivalent to 690. Yeah. So 0.0003 would be just 6 cents basically, and this is even less. So I think 5 cents. You can go and buy water buffalo. If nobody bought it yet, you can go there, and you own your first crypto art. So that's the last page I want to show you, and this is a whole different website that is called OpenSea.io, and you can find the link for that website also on the document. And there you can kind of have like an overview of your activity, of your wallet and other people's wallets on the blockchain. That's kind of interesting because the blockchain is public, is a public ledger. So every transaction is public, okay? So you can see who created what, when, who bought what, when, who resold, who transferred. All these things are public. So this is my page in OpenSea. And here's showing what's in my wallet, and it's sorting by things that are on sale. So these are things that I have on sale, and they're from different projects that I'm involved with. They're like wearables for CryptoVoxels, and we're gonna do a tour today in a couple of hours in CryptoVoxels that you can join. And the next one is Pixel Chain, which is a really cool project. It's very low resolution art, but actually they get to write all these pixels on the blockchain because it's so few of them that it fits. But most artwork doesn't fit. And yeah, and then another one that was part of a collaboration with my friend Karen, Ocular Delusion, and actually you're gonna get to see some of her art in the tour as part of the 1 of 5 collective that is going to be showing in the tour and later in the artist talk that we're doing. So at 4 we have Berlin time, we have art tour in CryptoVoxels, and at 6 we have artist talks, and both are with the 1 of 5 collective, which is a UK-based artists, and they're doing some really nice things. So yeah, that was my presentation for today, and I hope it's useful, and I hope I get some new artists to start getting their hands dirty into this field, not just with paint but with blockchain transactions. And this will be saved, this video, so you can later also watch it in our webpage, cryptoartathon.net. Thank you.